What's up YouTube, Frayed Hero here. We're gonna try this again. I keep messing up my recordings. So this is for the Reddit Cardfight Vanguard, or the subreddit specifically. This is a tournament going on, someone's hosting. This is my first time really using Cardfight area in almost a year because I haven't had a laptop that could use it. Uh, as you can see, I'm playing Revenger Abyss versus Altmile Thingsaver. This is a pretty interesting game one because of the sheer amount of triggers you're gonna see. Uh, if you're questioning my sleeves, it's basically my friend uses his Revengers, as you guys know, Fallen Winter. He has his sleeves as Steph, and it's a triple sleeve deck. So we always, or at least I like to joke that he's a cheater because he's triple sleeved, and that's why he triggers so godly. Um, So basically he's like, alright, well, why don't you just use them on card fight area for your tournament? And I'm like, alright, well, sure, why not? And that's why they're here. Also because I was deciding to play Revengers for the tournament, at least when we were playing TCG. We're allowed to choose OCG or TCG, and personally, I'd rather play TCG right now because at the moment I'm more familiar with it. I mean, I do know the stuff that are out in Generation. I've play tested some, but I'm still not used to the meta. Like, I'm not entirely certain how I'm supposed to be on the receiving end of the X, because I've only ever played it. I've never actually decided to go for it. For there, I went all in the Vanguard because I want a Judge Bow to go off, keeping damage low here, because I was afraid of the burst turn. I'm not sure, like, his deck. I figured it was with Legion, or with Stride, but I wasn't too sure. And then with, you see where right here, I perfect guarded at 1 damage. Basically, my personal reason I did that was because I didn't want him to get a higher card advantage, and I wanted to apply more pressure. So that's basically why it's like that. And here is where I was attempting to go for the Judge Bow with Messiah. So that's that. And then as you can see, I just hit them triggers, and I just hit his hand so low. So here I was hoping that I could, what's it called? I'm actually confused. Oh, I see why. Okay. I was wondering why they rode Thingsaver, and that was also another reason why I kept it low, because I was waiting for that no guard. And it's pretty ridiculous right here as I draw a draw trigger for turn after I survive this. And that was a no pass. I just want to send back heals when I Legion next turn, and that's why I overguarded the heck out of that. But I was really surprised that they hit 4 triggers on that Thingsaver turn. So yeah, that's why I decided to send back the heals so I could potentially heal back down this coming turn. Because they're 2 to my 4, there was a good chance of me hitting multiple heals because I'm a restander, and they just misguarded there. We both kind of messed up a lot in our game too, you'll see what I mean. I was pretty happy. I mean, I didn't hit a trigger on that check, but honestly, I really like that I got the perfect guard because it allowed me to protect myself more, because I really didn't want Gablade or Gabblade, however you want to call it, plus more. It's basically why I was staying so low the duration of the game, because I was expecting Thingsaver to really go off. So I was hoarding all these cards and then hoping I could re-Legion again later. And this person doesn't run stand triggers from what I can tell, so I'm not entirely certain why he always does rear guard attack first. Might be new to the game, or relatively new. But yeah. Here I wasn't sure how aggressive I wanted to be, so I know they couldn't retire back row, that's basically why. I just went a little on a minor push there. Did not expect another double trigger on my part either. It's like 2 double triggers I hit. And 3 heal triggers that went into the trigger zone. I thought that was pretty brave to go into Altmile right there. I would have expected them to stride at that point. But I guess they wanted the rear guards from that because I wasn't too sure. And there's another crit, which is basically why I guarded that first one. In case of double crit, I just did not want to chance that. If I no guarded and then no guarded again, because I did want some damage, but I didn't want an overwhelming amount of damage. And there's that game. Moving on to game 2.